Good morning, Southwest Florida, and welcome to Saving the Investor. I'm Alfie Townsend, and if you're one of the millions that are concerned about higher taxes, inflation, and the national debt, you're in the right place.
Coming up on today's show, strategies for rising interest rates, financial waypoints, taking the emotion out of investing, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
Why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Saving the Investor. We are glad you are with us on this Sunday morning. I am Craig Wolf alongside certified financial planner, professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Great.
All right. We're going to talk about, with the exception of the stock market, which has gone up and down, has been very volatile, it seems like everything else is going up. Inflation, taxes, interest rates. What's the strategy you impart upon your clients to deal with this unusual dynamic in the financial market?
It really is. For portfolios, the old days was always bonds. You always want to, have stocks, equities, and bonds. But right now, with a rising interest rate environment, bonds are one of the worst things really to have, because as interest rates go up, bonds go down. Now, if you hold them to maturity, you'll get the value of the bond. But the problem is the ones that pay any interest don't mature for 10, 20 years. So what do? You want to have something, because a bond portfolio in 2022 went down as much as almost 9%. Some of these bonds were going down, and that's supposed to be your protected money. So what we want to do is look at things that don't move like the stock market, okay? So we want something that's called low correlation. Alternatives. What's an alternative? Well, there's companies out there that we partner with that will have things in their portfolio that you would not even think about. Like it could be, where they buy music royalties. We talk about this on our radio show all the time.
That was fascinating.
Yeah, it's.
What is it? Talk about it in detail.
Well, these are alternatives, and they, like I said, the correlation to the market is very low. That means it doesn't move up and down with the market. If the market really tanks, like in 2020, when the market went down 30% in those 2 months, February, March, during COVID, this went down 0.77. Okay, that's not even 1% when the market went down 20% in that time. So you want something that's not going down, that's not correlated, and that's one. So this is one that they'll buy music royalties. Look at Jennifer Aniston. I give an example. She gets
the actress from
Friends, and all of them get this, like $20 million royalties that they get from the show each and every year. Well, they can turn around and sell that if they wanted to for probably like $200 million if they wanted to. So the royalties are very important, but some people want lump sum money. So they'll sell their royalties to a firm like this, to a fund like this. So they'll buy that. They'll get the lump sum, and then the fund gets the income. They might buy a life insurance from someone that has 1 to 2 years left. They'll get the proceeds when they die. They'll give them some money. Someone that has a lawsuit, but they're getting monthly payments. They want a lump sum. So that's what they buy. They buy things that create income. If it's land development, they'll do that. So these are things that, and this is for accredited investor. That means you have to have $1 million or more of liquid assets. Doesn't mean you have to put $1 million in here. Matter of fact, you can only usually put like 20% of your net worth in here. But this is some of the things that we would do. Another one is these companies, these private companies that are not public yet. Okay, they're not public, but they're good, but they're very efficient. They're making money. They have employees. They have a niche, and they don't move they don't move up and down like the market. Matter of fact, they were up like 1% during 2022 or 2020. So these are things that once they go public, once they go IPO, they get out of the fund. They're not allowed to be in the fund because it has to be private companies. But these are things that we want to look at when people come in, and we want to give them alternatives. That's what I like, is be able to give them options with equities and things that aren't bonds. There's other vehicles out there that we can use as a bond alternative, but that will, if something's going up when things are going down, that's how you get, added returns.
Yeah, in this crazy environment that we're in, people are looking for alternatives, and
they have to look at, yes, you can't keep doing what you're doing, or, it might not work for you.
All right. Good way to start the program this morning. We're glad you're with us on Saving the Investor. There's much more to come.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
If you're ready to create your dream retirement, I have just the book for you. Unlike most books on investing, it doesn't require a large investment of your time. It's not filled with financial jargon and difficult to understand explanations. It's an easy read filled with valuable insights. So valuable, in fact, that anyone who's soon to be or already is retired should have a copy on their shelves. And today, it can be yours at absolutely no cost. It's called Making Waves in Retirement, written by Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional, radio show host, and TV personality. Making Waves in Retirement breaks down the insights that Alfie's gained over his 4 decades of helping people just like you plan for retirement. Real stories about real people, illustrating what they've done wrong and what they've done right. Strategies to help retirees and those soon to retire make the right decisions and avoid costly mistakes. And if you save for retirement, this is the book for you. Get your complimentary copy today simply by being one of the first 5 callers. The number to dial is 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. There are no strings attached, so if you're interested in living your dream retirement, you have nothing to lose and quite possibly much to gain.
Is your retirement plan a little bit off course these days? The market's been very volatile lately. And with volatility comes emotion. With emotion comes decisions that probably shouldn't be made. But a lot of people have their really retirement on what we call autopilot. That means they're not adjusting it, they're not changing it. We like the difference between an autopilot. I wrote a book recently. It's you can see it behind me. It's called Making Waves in Retirement, From Waypoint to Waypoint. And the difference between a waypoint and autopilot's a big difference. They both do the same thing. They both get you in a direction, but an autopilot doesn't fight the current, it doesn't fight the wind, it doesn't fight the changes, and it will definitely take you off course, an autopilot. But when you do a waypoint, that's what's so important, impressive really about a waypoint. If you put a waypoint on the map, on your chart, your boat's gonna fight and get to that waypoint regardless of what the wind does, regardless of what the current does, it will get you to that waypoint. A lot of times when I see people, they're on autopilot and they're not making the necessary changes to get you to your destination. So right now, I think it's more important than ever to have a course of action to get you to your destination. And that's really to get a review of what's going on, to see if there's changes. The next year or two might not be the portfolio that you had in the last year or two. So let's see if you're on track to get you to your destination, to see if you have these value companies, these are dividend paying companies. Right now, that might be your most important with high inflation, and when you have rising interest rates, the stocks that you might have had last year, year before, might not do it. So give us a call and see if you are on track to get to your destination.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
As we all know, the economic landscape is in flux. Have you been questioning how the current market conditions might impact your long-term financial plan? Are you concerned about the potential negative effects of taking income from your portfolio during a down market? Well, a lot of people over the age of 50 are uncertain if they're still on course to meet their financial goals. If you are one of these people, then now is a great time to determine if your retirement plan needs to be adjusted to better meet your retirement goals. This is where Alfie's Retirement Simulator Review can help. It takes a deep dive into your portfolio to find out what's really going on, putting your financial plan through a stress test to identify any weaknesses that need to be addressed. What we show you may well surprise you, and what you find out may save you big time. And if you're one of the first 9 callers today, you can receive Alfie's Retirement Simulator Review at no charge with no obligation. Simply call Alfie now at 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. What you learn could end up adding more to your retirement than you ever imagined. Call Alfie now at 239-747-1080.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now.
You've got questions, and Alfie has the answers that will keep you on the retirement fairway.
I recently moved to Florida because I'm working remotely now, and I retire in 3 years. What adjustments should I be making now to my portfolio?
That's a real good question. You're about to retire in 3 years. I look at it this way. I want to look at your whole, I can't just answer that question without knowing a little bit more information, but most likely what I would tell you is be a little bit more conservative. If you only have 3 years left before you retire, I want to make sure you have an income plan in place. I want to make sure your expenses are under control. I want to make sure if you have a pension, if you don't have a pension, we might want to create a pension for you. These are all things, if you're about to retire or soon to be retired or are retired, these are things we want to really look at your whole picture to make that final judgment call on you.
My company offers target date mutual funds. Can you explain what these are, and are they something I should consider?
So as a 401k, if you have a target date mutual fund, what that typically means is the later the date, the more aggressive it's going to be. The closer you get to retirement, the more really conservative it's going to be. The best thing to do if you're over age 59 and a half, if you can do what you call in-service withdrawals, you can control that money, you can roll it into your own IRA and have many, many more options in a target fund. I'm not a big fan of target funds because they're ETFs, they're not really managed. I think at this stage, if you're about to retire or soon to be retired, it's much better you control it and you have more options than to do a target fund.
I'm a business owner and I'm interested in figuring out the value of my business. Mainly, I'd like to maximize the business as an asset. Are there any strategies you could recommend to do that?
Business has been booming lately, especially here in Southwest Florida, and some people are looking to sell their business. They might be looking at getting their family involved with their business, giving shares away. There's a lot of different things, the value of business. So what we usually do is we get the attorney involved with that, and he has attorneys in his group that will really help us determine the value of your business. And the good thing about it, we want to value it, if we can value it less than what the value is, and there's ways to do that, then what we're going to do is be able to get more of it out of your name and tax savings in the future. So there are things you can do, but if you have a business, it is a great time if you're considering moving here full time or wanting to retire. It's a great time to maybe look at some options that you have owning a business.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
When you're nearing retirement, it's important that your plan includes the proper steps to make an efficient and effective transition. There's a lot to consider. Will your income plan meet your lifestyle? How should you reallocate your assets? Is your withdrawal plan tax efficient? Practice does make perfect, but you only retire once. So how do you know you're making the right decisions and avoiding costly mistakes? Well, it's simple. Call Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. Alfie has more than 30 years of experience helping people just like you transition into retirement. So be one of the first 5 callers and get your complimentary retirement transition review. Call 239-747-1080. There is no cost and no strings attached. So call now, 239-747-1080. Your retirement transition review includes key deadline schedules, asset reallocation guidance, income plan analysis, and tax-efficient withdrawal strategies. Again, be one of the first 5 callers now, and this review is yours at no cost. Call 239-747-1080. You only retire once, so let's get this right. Call Alfie now.
Welcome to another segment of Team Talk. I'm Mary Thompson with Alfie Townsend, certified financial planner and founder of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie, you talk about information overload and how that is really robbing people of their retirement. What do you mean by that?
Well, think about, I've been doing this since 1983, and we didn't, I remember the first cell phone. Remember how big it was, especially the one the one in your car was big, but the one you carried around was a big sack. And right now, everyone has a phone, and everybody, there's probably 300 million phones out there, and everybody gets that information to the second. Mm-hmm. And so you get that information. You got 24-hour news channel. That wasn't there, in the 80s. So right now, everybody, it's hard to keep your emotion in check,
right? Because
you're getting all this information. And so what it does rob people of their retirement, because to me, that means they don't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then it's easy to say, you know what, I'm going to put it in cash, or I'm going to go in a different direction. But you can't be changing all the time. If you're doing that, what's happening, you're starting from scratch again a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Because the market goes down, you get out, then you're going to wait. I'll get back in when it starts going up. Well, then you lost 15 to 20%, but you're already down when you got out. So it's really a recipe of robbing you from your retirement. So what we like to do is, yes, we understand the market. We understand it's going to go up and down. We understand if you have a plan in place, you're going to be just fine, because you're going to have income coming regardless of what the market's doing. You're going to have different asset classes. They're not all going up. They're not all going down. And you have to, we always talk about your long-term goal, and don't let the short-term interfere really with your long-term goal. And that's what a lot of people do, I feel. That's what we do at the Advantage Retirement Group, is we really put a solid plan together. Being a certified financial planner professional, my job is holistically to look at your whole plan, not just part of your plan. We have to look at taxes. We have to look at your IRA distribution. We have to look at legacy, if that's important for you. So we have to, look at the portfolios and the income and where we're going to get the income from, regardless of what the market's doing. So if you don't have a plan like that, it'd be worth to really give us a call to say, hey, can you check out our plan and see if we can, you can put us in a better position? Because you don't really, my first book was about golf, and one of the golf analogies is mulligans. Everybody, I'll take a mulligan on the first tee. We all say, okay, we get 2 shots off the first one. So let it rip on the first one, because you get a do-over. Mulligan's a do-over, but in retirement, you just don't get those.
Right. You don't get any mulligans in retirement.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So you really help people take the emotion out of investing. And when they do get a little bit emotional over the stock market, you bring them back to, this is our goal.
Yeah, this is our goal.
This is our plan.
This is our plan. And really to find out what's going on inside their plan is a retirement simulator.
Right.
And
yes.
that's our process, the retirement simulator process. It lets you know how your portfolio is doing in different times, like high inflation, rising interest rates. And then it shows you, by tweaking it, this is what it would look like. So there's options out there. You just have to, call to see if it's right for you. Mm-hmm. Really,
Absolutely.
That's the main thing.
That's great. So if you'd like to meet with Alfie and take advantage of his retirement simulator, make sure that your plan is going to get you to and through your destination, give us a call.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
You have a club for every scenario, a driver for the long holes, wedges to get over the hazards, and a putter when you need a touch of finesse. And you'll need plenty of these too. What about your retirement? Will you have enough to play the back nine? Find out today. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review with Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Call 239-747-1080.
Inflation. My goodness, who would think inflation would be running as rapid as it is? Now, if you recall, over the last really 20 years, we haven't really dealt with inflation. Inflation was, we talked about inflation, but in essence, it wasn't moving up. Matter of fact, I tell people, I bought a TV like 10 years ago, and the same TV I bought last year was, instead of $2,400, it was $350 for the same TV. So, with Amazon and Costco, inflation really wasn't affected. Now they're even getting affected by inflation. Everything is costing more. Your gas is costing more. Electric bills are costing more. Your cars are costing more. Food is costing more. Everything is costing more. Now, how do you fight that? Well, one of the things you don't want to do is leave money in the bank. And if you're leaving money in the bank, that means that your dollar value is going down faster than any other means, because you're leaving it in the bank. It's not doing anything for you. So how do you fight inflation? And if we did so much research on this, and again, gold is not a great way to fight inflation. It's just not. You have one of the best ways is really owning equities. That's stock. Now, you want to not own just any stock. We have a new portfolio that was put together by one of the top fund managers that we partner with, and it's not available to everybody. But this one, I think, is the most exciting portfolio that they put together in a long time, because this deals with inflation and it deals with rising interest rates. So these are companies. It's about 20 companies. This is called an SMA account. It's just a separate managed account, meaning your individual stocks that build a portfolio. This isn't mutual funds. Mutual funds are very high in expenses. This is a separate managed account by a top fund manager. Then what they're doing is they're building it with companies, about 20 of them, that they feel is going to do good in rising interest rates and higher inflation. So that's what you want to do to fight inflation. That's one of the things you want to do. The other thing is just make sure that your portfolio is in line with companies like this that will fight inflation. Now remember, the higher inflation goes and interest rates start to go up, the companies that don't do good are these growth companies during high inflation. So we want to look at your portfolio. We call that the retirement simulator process. It looks at everything and sees what your asset classes are to see if you're in the best position to fight inflation. So if you'd like to see how your current plan would withstand inflation, give us a call and we'll put that in the retirement simulator.
Tax hikes could have a dramatic impact on you and your family. Certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend has a tool to help. It's called Tax Map. It's designed to ease the impact of what likely will be the biggest tax hike in nearly 30 years. Alfie's Tax Map can help you lower your tax bracket, protect your money when taxes rise, and create tax-free income. High net worth investors employ Alfie's Tax Map strategies to protect their savings and preserve their legacy. And if you're one of the first 9 callers right now, you can too. Call 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. This complimentary tax map is only available to the first 9 callers right now. So don't wait. Again, that's 239-747-1080. The time to reduce future taxes and create tax-free income is right now. Call and ask for Alfie's tax map. Call 239-747-1080.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Retirement gives you long-awaited opportunities. You finally gain control over how you spend your time. But you also need control of your investments, of your hard-earned money. There are a lot of moving parts, and just saving over the years is the first part. What about generating income, your Social Security, minimizing taxes, or managing risk? If you save for retirement, call us at 239-747-1080. Retirement can last more than 20 years, yet many people don't have enough money saved to get through 1 decade, let alone 2. Call us at 239-747-1080. Let us show you how to make your nest egg go the distance. That's 239-747-1080.
At Mark Lauren Designs, we love what we do. We have a passion for the handcrafted nature of our industry. Many jewelry stores, they don't make jewelry anymore. What they do is they order it out of a catalog and they sell it as custom, whereas we actually start from scratch. The pieces that we design for our customers, each is unique. Each says, I love you in a different, unique way. They're just individual, one-of-a-kind works of art. And that's one of the things that makes it exciting and fun for us.
Remember the Wall Street bailouts? Those same big banks and financial firms have been fined billions for misleading customers. And now they want to manage your retirement savings. Why would you trust them? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. My values are Main Street, not Wall Street. As an independent advisor, I don't work for shareholders, I work for you. If you want a fresh start with a local advisor, give me a call today.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples, Alberto, Bugacci, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.
We all have a picture of our perfect retirement, but how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation, 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.